I never thought I'd take a job at a petrol station. But when I moved to Los Angeles, bills piled up, and Holloway Station, this rundown little gas station on the edge of the city, had an opening for a night shift attendant. It was far from glamorous, but I needed the money. The first day, the manager handed me a thin, worn booklet with a few rules. Some were normal: no smoking, no theft, basic stuff. But others felt off. Rule number 1: never allow customers inside the station after midnight. Rule number 2: if the red warning light above the back door turns on, do not open it, ever. Rule number 3: do not look directly into the security cameras if they flicker. Rule number 4: if a customer asks for the usual, refuse politely and end the transaction immediately. I laughed nervously. Some strange company policies, I thought. The first few nights were quiet. Only a handful of cars stopped by, most regulars. But every night, exactly at midnight, the red light above the back door flickered to life. I never saw anyone there, but the light stayed on for exactly 7 minutes before going dark again. I made it a point to never open that door. Sometimes, I'd hear faint noises, scraping or soft thuds, coming from behind it. The manager warned me, that door's been locked tight since the old days. Just don't open it. One night, a man in a black coat pulled up just before midnight. When I asked if he wanted anything, he whispered, "The usual." My heart pounded. I told him politely I couldn't serve that, and he disappeared into the fog before I could say more. About a week in, I was tired and staring at the monitors. The cameras suddenly flickered, static filling the screens. I tried to look away, but curiosity got the better of me, and I glanced directly at one camera. What I saw froze me. A tall, dark figure standing just outside the station, motionless, but its eyes, bright red, locked on me through the screen. My breath caught. The screen went black. The radio crackled to life, the static forming into a cold voice. "You broke the rules." I slammed the radio off. That night, the red light above the back door turned on again, but this time, it didn't just flicker. It blinked rapidly, almost like it was in a panic, screaming silently. My pulse quickened. I stood frozen behind the counter, watching it flash faster and faster, until it was almost strobing. Then, the back door rattled violently, shaking in its frame like something was pounding on it with both fists. It wasn't the wind. The air outside was completely still. The sound was too rhythmic, too deliberate. 3 loud knocks, then silence, then 3 more. I ran to the front window, hoping to see someone or something that could explain this, but there was nothing. No cars, no headlights, just fog, thick and unnatural, swirling like it had a mind of its own. The road had vanished under it, like the entire world had been swallowed. Suddenly, I heard a loud noise. I spun around and saw the fuel pump handles moving. All of them, slowly lifting from their cradles like invisible hands were picking them up. Gas started spilling onto the ground, forming a puddle near the pumps. I reached for the phone to call the manager. The line was dead. Not even static, just complete silence, like someone had severed the cord to reality itself. Then the back door creaked. Not all the way open, just slightly. But from that sliver of darkness, cold poured into the station like a living thing. Not normal cold. It was the kind of cold that made your bones ache, the kind that carried with it the sense that you were no longer alone. Then the door slammed open. Everything went dark. And then it stepped inside. It didn't make a sound. No breathing. No footsteps. It just appeared in the doorway. Tall, maybe 7 feet. Humanoid, but not human. Completely black, as if it absorbed the light around it. I couldn't see a face, but I could feel its attention, like something primal and ancient had fixed itself on me. I couldn't breathe. My lungs were working, but no air was getting in. The pressure in the room increased. My ears rang. My hands trembled uncontrollably. Then it took a step forward, and the walls groaned like they were about to collapse. A sudden pressure built behind my eyes. Not pain, exactly, but something crawling under my skin. The words didn't come from anywhere, yet I knew them. Like a memory I'd never had just surfaced all at once. I didn't hear it. I didn't read it. But it was there, clear, cold, and impossible to ignore. Like the thought had been planted directly into my head by something that wasn't human. I collapsed to my knees. Tears streamed down my face. I didn't even realize I was crying. And then, just as quickly as it came, the red light blinked twice, and the figure vanished. I don't remember how I got out. One moment I was frozen, the next I was running down the highway toward the city lights. When I looked back, the station was gone, vanished like a mirage. I called every number I could find for Holloway Station. No listing, no record. It was as if it never existed. Weeks later, I learned from an old city archive that years ago, a gas station on that stretch of highway burned down in a fire, killing several employees. The place was closed forever. Local legend says the spirits of the lost workers still haunt the area, enforcing strange rules on anyone who dares to work there again. I never took another job like that, but sometimes, driving late at night, I see a flickering red light in the distance, and I remember the rules of Holloway Station.